This video will cover the last couple problems in 7.4 that we didn't do last time. So if I factor this numerator, I get x minus 3 and x minus 1 over x minus 3. So x equals 3 would be a whole, and x equals 3 is a whole. X equals 1 would be, it's a root because it's on top and it did not cancel. What if you have a factor in the denominator and it doesn't cancel? That would be a vertical asymptote. Okay. And if I had x to the third over x to the fourth, that's an x, then my HA would be x equals 0. But what if I had 3x to the fourth over 2x to the fourth? What would the HA be? It would just be 3 over 2. But what if the top is stronger than the bottom? Then it doesn't have an HA. Instead, it has what we call a slanted asymptote. So let's pretend this was, and this would have a lot more, and then this could have more. And if we divide these, I get 3x over 4. And that's sort of like the slope of a slope-intercept equation. So if I had y equals 3x over 4 plus 2, this line would be at 2, and it would have a slope of up 3 over 4. So it would look like that. So if the numerator is 1 degree higher than the denominator, then you're going to have a slanted asymptote. The question is, where is it? I just made up this 2. So somewhere we have an asymptote that has a slope of 3 over 4. If the top was 3x squared and the bottom was 2x, then we would have a 3x squared over 4 asymptote. So we would have this parabola that would be an asymptote, which is kind of weird. So it might look like this, something like that. And this is going to approach that quadratic asymptote. So how do we find the equation of the slanted asymptote? Well, we have to do what's called polynomial division, which you guys haven't dealt with yet. So here's what I'm going to do. If I had 2x squared minus 3x plus 4, and I wanted to multiply that by x plus 6. Okay, I'm just making this up. This box would be 2x squared, or to the third. Have we already done box division? We did? Oh, well, I got my classes mixed up. So you do know how to do it. So here's what we do. We draw our box. This goes on the left, x minus 3. Okay. And then this goes in there. So x squared. Well, if that's true, what goes here? We really haven't done division yet, have we? Oh, well, so that has to be an x, right? And then x times negative 3 is negative 3x. Okay. And then what's going to go in this box? So these two need to add together to be negative 4. So negative x. Then we pull out an x and we get negative 1. And then negative 1 times negative 3 is 3. And then those have to add to be negative 3. So this would be negative 6, and I get remainder negative 6. Well, when you're doing slant asymptotes, the remainders don't matter. for the same reason that on the edges we only worry about the degree of the numerator and the degree of the denominator. So we can actually forget this, which means we can stop right there. So this has a slanted asymptote at x minus 1. Y equals x minus 1. So x minus 1 was our factor, which told us we had a root at x equals 1. This is the equation y equals x minus 1. It's a line. So we go down to negative 1, and we go up 1 over 1, and we draw this line. Okay. And we have, so the graph is going to look, we don't have any VAs. No VAs, no HAs, and we're going to have a hole at 3. So I need to start plugging in some numbers. 0 is usually pretty easy. We have a y-intercept at 1. Okay? So we need plot 2 points on each piece of the graph. My guess is dealing with the asymptote. So we need 2 above and 2 below. So let's plug in 1 and see what happens. So that would be when x equals 1, we would get 1 minus 4 minus 3 is negative 6 over 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So that's the point 1 comma 3. So 1 comma 3. All right. We can't plug in 3, but let's plug in, let's say, negative 6. So that would be 36 plus 24 minus 3. That's going to be 60 minus 3 is 57 over negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. So if I go here, negative 6 comma negative 57 over 9. Did it plot it for me? Right there. Okay, and then we decided 0 comma 1. Oops. 0, 1. And what was the other one? 1. What happened when we plugged in 1? It was 3. I don't know how many points it wants me to graph. So I have a slant asymptote that starts at negative 1 and goes up 1. Let's see if that will work. Did not plot enough points. Okay, let's try 4. So if we plug in 4, I get 16 minus 16 minus 12 over 4 minus 3 is 1. So that's off the chart. Oh, we just, thank you. That's not a 12. This would just be a 3. So minus 3. So we would have 4, negative 3. So 4, -3. And then let's do 5 and see what happens. It's so hard to do this from my computer. All right, so 25 minus 20 minus 3 is going to be 2 over 5 minus 3 is 2. Do I get the signs wrong? 25 minus 20 minus 3 and 5 minus 2 is 2. Oh, I see. So that would be 5, 1. I think I had too many points. Yeah. Oh, I forgot my vertical asymptote. Why is there a vertical? Where is that? Minus 3 minus 1 minus 3. That should be a hole, shouldn't it? What am I missing, guys? So so we have x minus 3. Oh, that's why. The top doesn't factor. I did this, and that's not true, right? -3 times -1 is not -3. So I messed up. Okay, let's do another one. All right. So I'm going to pull a negative out of the top. 3x squared plus 12x plus 1 over x plus 2. I'm going to check to see if that factors. So 3x squared and 1. Multiply those together. Are there factors of 3 that add to be 12? No. So we're going to do box division. X plus 2. Stick in -3x squared. And this is -3x. This times this is -6x. And then those need to add to be -12. So that's -6x. Pull out an x, I get -6, and I can stop. The rest of it is going to be a remainder. So my slanted asymptote is the equation y equals -3x minus 6. So we start at -6, down 3 over 1. So that's my slant. And then my vertical is at -2. So I need 2 points this side and 2 points that side. So you could plug in 0 is the easiest one. It's just going to be 0, -2. So 0, or no, not -2, 0, 1, -1/2. Then you could plug in 1. That would be -3 minus 12 minus 1 over 3. So -3 minus 12 is -15, minus 1 is -16 over 3. So that is 5.3. So 1, comma 5.3. Did I miss a negative? -5.3. That makes more sense. So right there. And then you could plug in like -5 and you'll get a point there, or -3 you'll get a point there, and -4 you'll get a point there. Nope, nope. I am totally off today. I'm sorry, guys. You'll get a point here and here, and the graph will look like that. And then there was one more. Okay. Same idea here. Pull out a negative. X squared plus 2x minus 4 over x plus 3. So the numerator does not factor. There are no factors of -4 that add to be 2. So I have a VA at -3. And then my slant, we put x plus 3 on the side. And then -x squared in here. Pull out an x. We get -x. -3x. These two need to add to be -2. So we plus x. Take out an x and we get plus 1. So my slant starts at 1 and has a slope of -1. And then just plug in 2 numbers over here and 2 numbers over here. The easiest one is going to be the y-intercept, which is 3/4. So 0, 3/4. And then you'll get another point here. And then you'll get 2 points over here. And the graph will look like that. All right. Get to work.